Hi, this is Marek from TripSolo. Today I would like to show you a game called Chai T42. It's a game published by Steeped Games. Not exactly published because this is a prototype of this game, and Chai T42 is currently on Kickstarter. I will post the link to the campaign in the description of this video. And Chai T42 is a game where players are like tea merchants who want to, produce and sell tea. You have to, produce specific types of tea and put it on the ships, and then fulfill the contracts and gain victory points. And you can probably know the name Chai because Steeped Games had this game Chai previously on Kickstarter. There were like two campaigns, one with the base game and the other one with the expansion. And it was also a game about tea, but I think a little more complex and like in a big box and for multiple players. This is a game for one or two players. I mean one because there is a solo mode where you play against Automa, who is using a deck of cards that tells which action is Automa taking in the current round. And Chai T42 is a game, it's a, you can say, worker placement game, dice placement. Because basically you roll your dice who serve as your workers, and then you put them on different spaces on the game board to do different actions, and you can gain different types of tea on your plantation. You can get the ship contracts to sell your tea, and you can there are a lot of different things I will show you in the unboxing later in this video, but the production quality is excellent. I mean, this is a prototype, but you have beautiful tea tokens and beautiful board and illustrations and everything. So if the prototype looks like this, the final version will be really fantastic. So I think the best way to talk about this game is by showing you the components, and I will explain how you play this game. I will show you the Automa cards and how it works. I will not do proper unboxing because, as I said, this is a prototype version. I have received it from another reviewer, and I will not unbox it from the shrink wrap and everything. I will more focus on the components and on the gameplay, and I will show you how the game plays. So let's open the box. Okay, so this is a Chai T42 box. You can see already it looks really nice. Published by Steeped Games, created by Dan and Connie Katzmeyer. And let's open this box. As I said before, this is a prototype, so some things may change in the final version. But the prototype is really well done. You will see it in a second. Okay, so first thing is the rulebook. It's not so long. It has got a lot of examples, even like a story at the start of the rulebook. A lot of images and examples. So it's not that complicated to learn this game. Solo mode is just one page, so it's also not so complicated to learn it. Nice. The box has nice size. It's not like this huge game box. It's kind of compact. And now we have the tea tokens. They are in this nice tins. They were all closed. I have opened it before, so I will not have to do it on camera, but it's really nice. You don't have any zip bags. Nice tin things that you can put on the table and just play the game. So you have different types of tea that you will produce during the game, and then that you will try to put on ships to get victory points. Really nice art, design and production quality, because all the different tea tokens, they are as you can probably see, different from each other. It's not the same token over and over again. Really cool. So here we have the different tea tokens. Next thing that we have here are the cards. Okay, so first we have merchant cards. You have a few of them, and you can randomly pick one at the start of the game. Each merchant has A and B side. A is for easier game, and B side is for more advanced. And each merchant gives you additional points at the end of the game for cards and ships with specific type of tea icon on them. You have 6 types of tea and you have 6 different merchants. But as I said, on the B side you have more advanced abilities that you can use. The game is really nice because like with these merchants you have A and B side. The game board also is A and B, and you can also pick choose to play shorter or longer version of this game, because the short version ends when one of the players fulfills 3 ship contracts, and the long version is 5 contracts. So you can mix different number of ships with A and B sides of the board and A and B sides of the merchants. So it's really nice. It depends if you have time and energy for more advanced version or simpler one. And here are the plantation cards. You have a lot of them, and you can get these cards during the game, and they give you different abilities. Like this card give you victory points depending on how many cards of this type you have gathered during the game. If you have 2 of these cards, you get 3 points, 3, 6 points, etc. Here you have crates that allow you to store the tea tokens, and then you will get different additional victory points at the end of the game. Here you have cards that allow you to move up your tea tokens on your plantation board. And different cards, you have a lot of them, and they are shuffled and put randomly on the game board, and you have chance to use your workers to get these cards during the game. So it's nice, a lot of them. And the last types of cards are the ship cards. You can get them in the harbor, and every ship has this tea icons. It means that you need 2 types of two tokens of here black tea in order to fulfill this contract, and then you will gain 5 victory points at the end of the game. The more tea tokens you need to get, the more victory points you will score at the end of the game. You have also these ships, they are called junk ships, and they accept every type of tea, but they will give you less victory points. So again, you have a lot of ships that you can get during the game, and you need to fulfill 3, 4 or 5 contracts depending on the length of the game that you have chosen at the start. And these cards are for Automa. You have 8 cards, and they are very simple because the icons here correspond to different part of the game board, and it says which action Automa is doing. Like they have priority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first Automa tries this action, then here, then here, then here, then here. So every card, Automa card, has different order, and on every card Automa tries to, use different actions on the board. So it's nice. It's like a simple, Quite simple idea, but it's nice that you have an automa, an opponent that you can play against. It's not like you are playing just for points and, you know, like beat your own score game, because at the end of the game you have to count automa points and your points, and you know there's only one winner. So it's really nice. What else do we have? Here we have the game board. I will try to set it up later and show you how it looks like. It's, you know, it contains a few elements that you have to like, you know, put together. So like this, for example, and it will build the whole board. Here we have the plantation board for each player. They also have the easy side, and on the back you have more advanced side, because it shows how the T tokens can progress from bottom to top, because you need to push them up until they reach the top of the plantation board, and then you can load them on your ships. So it's nice, two sides for two game modes. In this back we have the dice that are like your workers. We also have the we have the harvest tokens that you know choose at the start of the game, and they show you how many, which types of tea will harvest in the given round, and how many additional like small actions you can perform, like get additional tokens or move your tokens up the game board. So they are double-sided. When you use one, you put it on the other side, and it, you know, it has sometimes different types of tea on the other side and different number of actions you can take. Here is the first player token, the dice, and you know, this you know, guy who picks tea from the plantation, and you move him on this harvest tokens that are put on the side of the board. The dice are in two colors for each player, and the last thing here are the really beautiful dice trays. They are like an add-on in the Kickstarter campaign. They are not included in the like base game. The base game is not really a base game, because the game on the Kickstarter that you can get is the deluxe version with all the you know, beautiful themes and the elements. But if you want this dice tray, you have to, you know, add them separately. They are really cool. They are quite small, but you know, they serve the purpose, and they have, you know, cool illustrations from the box of the game with tea, you know, and ships. They are really nice. They add some, you know, cool bling to your to your Chai Tea for Two game. So let me set up the board, and I will tell you quickly how the game plays. Okay, so this is how the game looks like when it's already set up and ready to play. This is a player board. It's set up for one player, but you have a, you know, second board for the other player. I didn't put it here because I don't have enough space. And let's say you are the first player, you have the first player token, and the first thing you do when you start the game, you have to pick one of the harvest tiles, and it will give you a specific type of tea that you will put on your plantation board, and you will have 3 additional things that you can do. So for example, okay, and this is my merchant on A side. And this merchant will give me 1 victory point at the end of the game for every card, ship or plantation card, that has this T token on it, T icon on it. But let's say I will go here. I will pick this harvest tile, and it will give me like 1 green tea that I will put here, and 1, you know, white tea that I will put on my plantation board. And you always put the T tokens at the bottom of the board. And now I can do like 4 additional things. I can take like for example, I can take 4 additional T tokens, or I can use the like move action. I can move my tokens up on my player board. So let's say I will take 1 T of this type and 1 T of this type, and I will put my white T 2 spaces up. And this is the start of the round. And when you do it, you take this harvest tile, you put it on the other side, and you put it on the other side of the game board. Next thing you have to do is you have to roll your your dice that are like your workers. And now every player has to roll the dice, and then one after another you take your actions. And as you see on the board, you have a few sections that you can choose from. Like this part of board allows you to take this plantation cards. This type of board allows you to move the cards up and down, or change places, because when you take a card you put it to the side of your board. Here you can reserve your ship, and here you can put your dice in order to use your move action. So for example, I take the die with 6 and I put it here. This allows me to take this card. Now what can I do with this card? This card, for example, allows me to move my purple T tokens up 2 spaces. So I have to put it on the left or right of my player board, and I can move my token 2 spaces up. Because of this icon, I have to, put the card on the back side, because now it's used. What other actions I can do? I can, for example, reserve a ship. And to reserve a ship, you have to use dice sequence like 5, 6 or 3, 4, 5, 6. You take for example, 2 dice, 5 and 6, and you put on a ship that you like most, or fits your merchant, or you have like T tokens on your plantation board that fit the ship. For example, I will put it here. I want this ship because it gives me 10 victory points if I will be able to fulfill the T tokens on it. Next things I can do, I can put my dice on this production part of the board, and it will allow me to move my tokens 5, 3 or 2 times on my plantation board. But you have to put 2, 3 or 4 dice with the same number. So I can put it here. And of course, after every action I take, my opponent, Automa, or the other player takes his action. But now I just want to describe you and show you how the game plays. And now I have 3 and 4 die. I can put 1 here. It will allow me to reserve the first player token. And with 4, I can, for example, take another card. And I will put it here. It will allow me to move my green token 1 space up. And I will have to, reverse the card. And when I'm out of dice, this is the end, and when the second player is out of dice, then you move to the end of the round. First thing you do, you take the ships and you put it on top space of your player board. You have 3 spaces. Let's say I put it here. Then you use your production action. Because I was first, I can take 5 move actions, and I can move my T tokens 5 times. For example, 1, 2, 3, I can already put it on the ship, 4 and 5. And this is it. Now you check if you, for example, choose to play the short game, after 3 ships have been fulfilled, loaded with T, the game ends. In the longer variant, 5 ships have to be full. If it's not the end of the game, you take your dice, you take all the dice back, and you play another round. And if one of the player players fulfilled 3 contracts. You have to calculate the victory points. Every ship gives you victory points that are printed on it. Then you can get additional points from the cards that are here. These cards don't give you points, but for example, this card gives you 1 additional point at the end of the game. This card gives you, for example, if you have 1 of these cards, they give you 1 point. If you have 2 cards, they give you 3 points. So you calculate all the victory points you have. You can score additional victory points from your merchant, and the person with most victory points wins the game. So it's not really complicated. You have to roll your dice, then you can take different actions of the game board. You have to produce your tea, move it up, load it on the merchant ships, and then, you know, win the game. So it's not complicated, but it's really cool. With Automa, when you take Automa cards, every Automa card tells you what Automa tries to do. They have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is like priority. So for this round, if we have this card, Automa first tries to take a card from here. Then it tries to put dice on the production board. Then it tries to get a ship contract. Then it tries to get first player token, and so on and so on. So it's really easy to maintain, easy to handle. So it's nice. Not complicated rules, but you have to, you know, think a lot how to, you know, produce the tea, what types of tea to produce, which ships to get, because you can score victory points from many different things. You can focus on your plantation board and, you know, score points from all these cards. You can focus on the ships, and, you know, you can focus on getting specific cards that are, you know, correspond to your the T type on your merchant card. So you have a lot of options. The game plays like 30-40 minutes, so it's not that long, and it looks really nice. The production quality is cool, the art is nice. So this is Chai Tea for 2. If you like it, I will post the link to the campaign in the description, so you can visit the campaign. They have a lot of stretch goals already unlocked. They will unlock more stretch goals in the future. You can check the game, the dice trays, and everything. So the link will be in the description. Visit my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.